Morning, boys and girls. Today we're going to talk about author's purpose. Now I know we've talked about this before. With author's purpose, it's the reason why the author is writing something. It could be a story, it could be a selection, but there's a reason why an author writes something. Now, we've talked about the pie, where you have P for persuade, I for inform, and E for entertain. Those are most of the ones that you hear. So persuade, you try to convince someone or sway them into thinking the way you think, or to maybe even change their mind, but to make someone believe you, what you're telling them, okay? And then there's also inform. So when you inform, you tell or you teach, you give real true information. Maybe a nonfiction book would do that, a news article. You're given real true information when you inform. Then for entertain would be fiction stories. It's just to amuse you, to have fun, reading it for enjoyment. Sometimes poetry does that. But there's also, and it's not on our pie, there's something called where the author expresses ideas and feelings. Okay, sometimes the author expresses ideas and feelings. So I have an example of that today. I have author's purpose page that goes with tops and bottoms story, and it is a story about a farmer. We're going to read through it, and we're going to see if the author is trying to persuade, inform, entertain, or to express ideas and feelings. So first I'll read the passage to you, and then we'll answer the questions below. Now if you happen to have this passage or this paper, it's page 106, please get it out with a pencil and we'll do it together. If you don't, please just follow along, and I'll explain it as we go along. Okay? So it says, read the following passage, then answer the questions. All right. So it says, farming is a wonderful business. You can raise many animals, from pigs to horses. You can grow many different kinds of crops. You can be your own boss. It says, your children will grow up in the country. You will stay in shape by working with your hands. You will be surrounded by peace and quiet. Farmers earn money by selling the crops they grow. A career in farming can be rewarding and satisfying. Okay, so if something's rewarding and satisfying, rewarding means you get things out of it, and satisfying means it makes you happy. So the author here, the title is even being a farmer. So you knew with the heading it was going to be about farming. So what do you think the author's purpose would be for this passage? Well, is it to inform? Is it giving us true information really and trying to teach us something, and it's all nonfiction? Well, I don't know. It seems like there's a lot of opinion in it. Is it to entertain, just a fun story to read? Well, maybe. Is it to persuade? Is the author trying to persuade you into something? I could kind of see that. They're trying to persuade or convince you that farming is a wonderful business. Or would the author have written this to express ideas and feelings? Well, I think so. I think the author told us a lot about their feelings about farming. So if we had to just pick one, I would say the author wrote this to express ideas and feelings. If we had to pick two, I could see persuade a little bit, because the author is trying to persuade you, trying to maybe make you think and believe like they do, that farming would be just wonderful. It'd be a wonderful job, a wonderful career. Okay, so what is the author's purpose for this passage? Well, I definitely think it shows ideas and feelings about farming, and it says one of the author's purposes could be to do that, to express ideas and feelings. So, what is the author's purpose for the writing? Express ideas and feelings about farming. Okay, I think that's probably the best one. Now, if a student wrote to persuade you into believing that farming was a wonderful career, I wouldn't count that wrong. But whatever you put down for your author's purpose, you need to be able to go back into the passage and prove it. So we could put both. We could express ideas and feelings about farming and persuade others to try farming. I could see both. Okay. So number 2 says, what does the author want readers to know? Well, what does the author want readers to know? Well, the author says farming is wonderful. You can raise many animals, pigs, horses. You can grow different kinds of crops. You can be your own boss. Your children will grow up in the country. You can stay in shape. You'll be surrounded by peace and quiet. Okay. Farmers can earn money by selling crops. A career in farming would be rewarding and satisfying. Well, the last sentence kind of sums it all up. So I think the author wants the readers to know that a career in farming can be rewarding. And that's kind of your conclusion. A career in farming can be rewarding. And I took that straight from the passage. When you have to prove, you have to go back to the passage to find evidence, okay, to support your ideas. So that supports the author expressing ideas how they feel about, or he or she feels about farming, and what they want you to know. It can be rewarding. Which sentence in the passage is a clue to the author's purpose? Well, we want one sentence that's a clue to the author's purpose, expressing ideas and feelings about farming, maybe trying to persuade you to try farming or to know that farming would be great. Well, the very first sentence says farming is a wonderful business. See that? So that sentence, farming is a wonderful business, definitely expresses the author's feelings about farming. Definitely, that's the author's feelings about farming. I also think farming is a wonderful business, probably because I have farming in my grandparents, both sets of my grandparents. But it's just a wonderful thing. Well, that's my opinion, and that's the author's opinion, expressing feelings and ideas. Number 4 says, what statements? Now, you notice statements has an S, so it's more than one. What statements support the author's ideas? So what things back in this passage support the author's ideas about farming being wonderful and rewarding? Well, it does say things that you would like. You can be your own boss. Everybody likes to be their own boss, or a lot of people do. So you can be your own boss. Okay. Statements, so I need more than one. How else does it support the author's ideas that farming is wonderful? Well, you can be your own boss. You can stay in shape. You can be surrounded by peace and quiet, which again, that's something that I like, is peace and quiet. So you could be your own boss. You can stay in shape. If you go up here, it says you'll stay in shape. Stay in shape by working. Stay in shape. You'll be surrounded by peace and quiet. Okay, definitely expressing ideas and feelings, and maybe persuading you a little bit that, hey, farming might be good for me. If that's in your family, maybe you could see how that would work out for you. Or try it out if you'd like that for a career. Because the statements say you could be your own boss, you could stay in shape, you will be surrounded by peace and quiet. Question 5 says, did the author accomplish the purpose? So that'd be yes or no. In your opinion, did the author accomplish the purpose? And then, whichever way you say, yes or no, you have to support your opinion with ideas of how that was accomplished or how that was not accomplished. Well, I would say yes. The author accomplished. So if you accomplish something, you did what you set out to do, the purpose. So I say yes, the author accomplished the purpose. And then to support my opinion, how could I show the author accomplished the purpose? Well, the author definitely expressed lots of feelings about farming, and even kind of made me think a little bit, hey, maybe that'd be a good idea to believe that farming would be a good career. You know, it's a good idea. But the author definitely told different feelings, how he or she felt about farming. So yes, the author accomplished the purpose, and to support that opinion, I would say the author expressed many feelings about farming being wonderful. Many feelings and ideas. Oops, spelled it wrong. I have to be careful. Farming being wonderful. Okay, so there we have it, boys and girls. The author was expressing their ideas and feelings, maybe persuading you a little bit, but definitely makes you think about being a farmer. Being a farmer might be wonderful. It might be something that you would like. It gives you a lot of ideas to think about. Okay, that was the author's purpose for this passage. So just to review a little bit, remember, author's purpose is the reason why the author writes something. And there's different reasons why. It could be persuade, it could be inform, it could be entertain, or it could be to express ideas and feelings. Okay, boys and girls, thank you. Have a wonderful day. I'll push that back up in case you have that paper and you need to fill that out. All right, thank you, boys and girls. Have a wonderful day.